in the air and our foot in the back, and the audience would go wild like we had really done something. But that was just us. But Charlie Atkins is the one who polished Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Wow.
All right.
So Ryan, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore. Hey, Ryan, you're in the Royal Theater area.
That's right.
You know about the Royal Theater, or am I talking?
I do.
I'm talking too far back.
My father spoke fondly of the Royal Theater.
Oh, man.
And I know that just about everybody who was anybody performed at the Royal Theater.
And hey, Ryan, I got to tell you a little something really quickly, okay? At the Royal Theater, that audience at the Royal Theater was the kind of audience that would let you know when you weren't up to snuff. I mean, not up to snuff. I remember when we were playing the Royal Theater, and Mr. Crab was in charge of security. I don't know whether you know Mr. Crab or not, but Mr. Crab, when we first went to the Royal Theater, he took us outside and took us to one block and another block. And he said, now listen, this is your first time in Baltimore. You don't go past that block, and you don't go past that block. Whatever you do, because if you do, I can't help you. That was Mr. Crab. Mr. Crab. Mr. Crab, he said, I like you children. He said, I like you children, but don't go past that block nor that block. I can't help you. And let me tell you this. One day we were performing at the Royal Theater. Oh, man, I got a million of them. Anyway, we were performing at the Royal Theater, and this group came on, and they were really bad. I mean, really. The audience started booing. Unlike the Apollo would just boo you. But they were booing this act, and some gunfire went off. I mean, like, pow, pow. Everybody just, come on, man. I'm going like, oh, Lord. Oh, what? Do I really want to stay in show business or what?
That means I really like you.
Come on, Thin Bad. I'm going like, man. And it sort of like made you not want to do bad in Baltimore at the Royal Theater. So you got your act together.
Well, Bubba, things haven't changed.
Hey, man. And I remember we were playing that. See, y'all got me talking now. See, we were playing there with the Temptations. And we got our acts together in Baltimore. Let me tell you.
Right, you best stay on that key, brother.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but Ryan, that's one of my memories of the Royal Theater in Baltimore, man.
That's crazy.
So thank you for the question. Thank you for the question, man. That was a good question. Thank you for that choreographical.
And did you have another question for Bubba Knight, Ryan?
And
what you got, bro?
Keep doing what you do. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, Ryan, we appreciate you calling, and we also appreciate you listening, Ryan. Have a great one.
Hey, you too, Chief.
All right, buddy.
Easy.
All right.
All right, buddy. Be well.
Okay, bye.
That's crazy.
Hey. Come on.
Well, something tells me this brings me to my next question because
go.
Something tells me that's not the craziest thing you've seen.
Exactly.
Or was it up there?
It was kind of up there because I really didn't get shot. Okay.
Well, that's a good thing.
Okay.
Good point.
All right, I'm gonna tell you one more.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you ever get a chance, excuse me, but I don't think they have this. It was an auditorium in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. All right, that we were playing on this show, and this auditorium was set up where you had audience on the west side, and you had audiences on the east side, and you would have to perform to the south.
Oh, what?
All right, wait a minute. East, west, north, and south. Okay, right?
Right.
Okay, you had to perform to the wall on the north end.
What?
And trying to please people over here
On the right and on your
yeah.
left. That's interesting.
Yeah. So you
Wow.
come on facing this big wall, and you kind of tilt your choreography a little bit for this side, and you tilt it a little bit for this,
Oh my
east
God.
and west and east. Now, this happened at that theater. There was a dispute in the audience while we were on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a dispute between some gang members. And the fireworks started.
Oh,
Pow,
Lord.
pow, pow.
Oh,
All right?
Lord.
People start scattering and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And William, my cousins ran off stage. And they grabbed Gladys and pulled her off stage, right? And me, with my smart self, I got behind a speaker. I'm ducking behind a speaker.
Oh, Lord.
And wait a minute. My butt was to the east.
Oh, no.
Where the fireworks was coming from. Gladys was say, get your ass. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry. Get off the stage, fool. Get off the stage, fool. So I thought I was hiding, but anyway, I ran off the stage and I was sweating. I didn't get shot that time either.
Oh my
so that was pretty good. So okay, keep going.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I know Thin Bad's been dying to jump in.
Thin Bad,
And,
come on, bro.
Bring it.
There were some thoughts when I was looking at that documentary from a while back. Was it 20 Feet from? 20 Feet from Stardom?
From Stardom, yeah.
Yeah, that was, and I was, you were getting at that. I was getting to what were, some of the things that you see, your perspective, from as a background singer, you see a whole lot of stuff. You see in terms of what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on up front. The while your sister was out there doing her thing, you all saw some stuff too, and I would imagine you had to be a whole lot more protective when it's your family too. Out there.
Oh yeah.
It brings a whole different dynamic to it. But I gotta say, one of my favorite movies, and in large part, is Claudine. And Claudine was one of my favorite movies because of that soundtrack.
Thank you, bro.
Because of that soundtrack that you all did. What was it like working with Curtis Mayfield on a lot of that stuff?
Oh, Curtis, we came up through the ranks together. We was with Curtis Mayfield when he was with the Impressions. And he was a guitar player behind Jared Butler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Curtis was
the
just
Iceman.
Yeah. Curtis was just a guitar player behind Jared Butler. Now when Jared Butler, Your Precious Love, right? Now when Jared went solo, it left the Impression, Fred and Sam and all those guys, the Brooks brothers, it left them with just being the Impressions. All right? So when that came about, Curtis had a talent. All right? He had a talent for writing. And Curtis started writing like Gypsy Woman, songs like Gypsy Woman and Keep On Pushing, da-da-da-da-da. Curtis was his writing thing just came to fruition, all right, with the Impressions. And now when Curtis kind of went solo, he was what you call it? He was asked to produce the soundtrack to Claudine because he had done Superfly, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he was famous for Superfly. And the producers asked Curtis to produce the soundtrack for Claudine. So one weekend, when we were near Chicago, they had us to go in the studio with Curtis Mayfield. And when we got there, Curtis was so professional, he had everything laid out and ready for us to record. And Mr. Welfare Man and all of those songs are Invisible and all of those kinds. Right, to be invisible. All of those songs he had already written and ready for us to sing. So we put the Gladys Knight and the Pips on it.
That's right, you all did.
All right.
That's what made. I mean, you could, you knew his music, but having you all on it was just
took it to the next level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a combination between the chemistry between us and us being buddies with Curtis all these years. It was a family affair. All right, and we did that whole album in a weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, so we knocked that big bad boy out on a weekend.
It's hard to believe that movie was like 45 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
And Curtis was stuck. I got to tell y'all this story right quickly.
Sure.
I'm busy. Listen up. Check it. Stand back. Check it. Check it out. Okay. So what happened was Curtis got stuck on one song. At the end, we had recorded all of the songs and ready to go. He had one more number, and we were getting ready to leave town to go to a gig. And so he said, I need for you guys to give me a bridge, if you can, when you go back to the hotel tonight, come up with a bridge on this song. And so we went home, and I had a spiritual kind of a situation going. And the next morning when we got ready to go to the studio, I told Gladys, I said, Gladys, come on, I want to show you something. And so I showed it to Gladys. She said, that's pretty good, man. Let's show it to Curtis when we get to the studio. So we got to the studio, and Curtis said, let me hear what you got, Bubba. So I said, so good I feel, 'cause the love's for real, having tons of fun, till the love be gone, hugging and loving on and on, getting with the kissing on and on, hugging and loving, getting with the kissing, getting with the kiss and hugging and loving, chills I feel whenever you're near, sticking like glue, keep a loving you, on and on. Curtis say, I like it, cats. I like it, cats.
Yes.
So.
Wow. And that was that.
That's what happened. Went on and on. So we wrapped that up, went on to our next gig.
And the album was done.
Yeah. But y'all ain't going to see my name on that because there was some
shiggity.
Come on, stand back. You know I sure been shenanigans. You know when it comes to those people.
That's right.
Yes.
Hello, but I wrote that and I want the world to know.
That's right. Tell it.
I did it. I don't care if I didn't get no money.
That's some
bullshit.
No
money.
Man,
I didn't get no recognition.
That's
but
right.
I did it. I know I did it. And Heavenly Father know I did it. And my sister Gladys know I did it.
Well,
We all know you did it. And the ones who didn't say nothing know you did it.
They especially know he did it.
Those haters know I did it. Come on, Sinbad.
So Bubba,
What you got,
as we move forward,
oh yeah,
you all had some classics that everyone has a Gladys Knight and a Pip song. I don't care what your race is, religion, where you're from. Everyone has one. And so talk to us a little bit about your really, really big ones. Like, I heard it through the grapevine. How did that come? Midnight Train.
Georgia.
Talk to us a little bit about that real quick.
Okay, I heard it through the grapevine.
Yes, sir.
Was a record that I understand that Smokey Robinson and the Miracles had recorded before at Motown. Now, Norman Whitfield and Barrett Strong wrote I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Wow.
Smokey's version was sent upstairs to quality control. Barry Gordy and the guy.
Well, hold that thought, because that's one of the things that we always talk about. Was there like a committee used to talk to us a little bit about that committee real quick, and then tell us about I Heard It Through the Grapevine, how it made it through the committee.
Okay, the quality control would listen to all of the recordings that was done that week. Okay, and they would vote on it. Each person on the committee, Barry and all his sisters and brothers and everybody,
who was on the committee?
Would bring. They wouldn't let us come. Wait a minute. Come on, Chief.
They wouldn't let you on the committee.
No, you don't be coming up in the committee. I mean, the committee is the committee.
I heard later on you on the committee. Is
no, you better get out of here. No, man. They wouldn't let me anywhere near the committee. Anyway, they would have the committee, and what they would do, which is smart, that Motown was the sound of young America.
Sure.
Okay? So they would bring the high school kids in there after they would choose what they want to play and ask the kids which ones do they like the best. And that gave them a monitor of what to put out and when to put it out from the reaction from the kids and from the committee.
Okay.
All right?